Good morning, and good morning. How are you? I am fine, thank you. I know you're asking, but yes, I'm doing well. I've had a nice couple of days. I'm still kind of overwhelmed by my birthday and Mother's Day. I'm looking at all the balloons. Look at these balloons. Let me see if I can do it. Like all of these balloons um, that my look. That was from my daughter. I mean, I've just had a one. I'm still glowing from that. Somebody asked me last night, "What you glowing from?" Okay, behave. I'm fine. I'm just doing Sandy. I'm experiencing every day as if it were new to me, and it is. But then I'm starting to look at what other new things are available to me. What else can I try? When I leave this world, it's truly going to be that I lived in the newness of adventure. Um, there's so many years I just can remember that I did everything with status quo. But now I'm kind of free to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. That makes it new to me, but it also makes it an experiment. It makes it a dream. It makes it a desire. It makes it a want. It makes it a pie in the sky. So I ask you this morning, what new things are just for you? Nobody else. It's just your thing. So I was wondering, I know somebody's looking, I can see them up there. Um, in fact, I just got another in, piece of information from Meta this morning, and I was overly excited. I was jumping before I came downstairs, and it said that I am now in the top 2% of a rising creator, which is what the title they gave me last week. Good morning, Marion. Good morning, Erica. I love you guys. Thank you for dropping in this morning. Thank you. Thank you. But I got this other notice this morning that they had just given me the first one last week, and I was in the top 3%. This week, they said I've moved to the top 2%. So somebody's watching. I know it doesn't always show up on my screen, and then I'm absolutely blown away later on when I see some of what I guess is captured in terms of how the algorithm may be working and how it is pulling in people. But because they're not my friends, they don't necessarily show up in my feed, or they may show up as only a number on the outside because that's just the way it is. But this morning, I just wanted to wondered what you are thinking about your new. Um, I sit around and I watch, some of the things that are ongoing now, and I get troubled. I called a good friend of mine early this morning, and I was talking to her, and I call her an intellectual, and I was saying to her, "What's happening?" I feel that, in terms of our view forward, that so many views have been shut down, so many ideas have been increased on the negative side, and so few things have talked about being new. I think the thing they're looking at now is even chatbot, and how chatbot may be changing what you really see. So, yes, I am here. This is me. But what if it were someone that can, basically clone who I am and get my intonations and my diction and my presence just by copying and making it into me? That's not really me. That's troublesome to me. So we ask, what will the new things be that may interrupt our lives? But what are the new things that we can introduce for ourselves as being proactive of learning new stuff and understanding that what we did yesterday was yesterday's stuff. What we do today becomes today's opportunity to move out on it. Good morning, Miss Rosie. How are you? Good to see you in the space. Thank you for coming in. Happy belated Mother's Day if I didn't say it to you on Monday. But and everybody else as well. But anyway, I found a poem by E.H. Now I don't know if E.H. happens to be Ernest Hemingway. I don't know who it is. You know, it could be Ethan, Ethan Hank, Ethan Hanuel. I don't know. Don't know who EH is. It's just always, these poems are always signed as EH. So you can make it up what you want. But anyway, this poem, I really liked it because it speaks to what we're speaking about today, which is new. It says, there's a truth not many know about the world while you're asleep, that the wind slips through your window to steal the secrets that you keep. And if you don't believe me, then you're welcome to your doubt. But have you never stopped to wonder what it's whispering about? What else is in the world could make the treetops bend and sway, but the weight of all the words that no one ever dared to say? And since it's while you're sleeping, secrets are the easiest to take. It's no surprise those with the deepest are the ones kept wide awake. That means they're so deep in you, you have to get that information out. You have to tell what that secret is. And then it's no longer a secret. It's your newness. It's your reveal. It's your opportunity to move out on you. Nobody else. That's a you thing. Good morning, Joan. How are you? How are you? Good to see you in the space. Today we're talking about new, but I don't know who EH is, but I like that last line. And the ones that you keep wide awake. We have a lot of things that we have as our secret passion, our secret wants, our secret needs. And we always keep them as being secret. But when we take that courage forward and we decide we're going to step out on it, it becomes that new passion that is open. We're letting people know that we might be that writer, we might be that singer, we might be that teacher, we might be that mentor. There's so much out there, but we have a tendency to shy away from our gifts. We shy away from them. Come on out. Come on out. Let's see who else is out there. Talk about your newness and what you bring with you in your new way of walking and talking and acting. It's yours. It's yours. So anyway, what is new? But I'm going to ask you before I start breaking down the word. Let me ask you, are you stuck on being new, on making yourself afresh, being out there, deciding that you're the new Joan, the new Miss Rosie, the new Erica, the new Marion, the new Debbie, the new Sandy, or Winnie, AKA? We don't know. We just have to try it. I always speak to this, that my friend Lavender kind of challenged me to come up with my new. It wasn't no longer just between my sleeping, my waking, but my actual actions from telling her. She said, don't just tell me, tell others. And here I am, 3 years and 2 months later. I'm excited about what he will do for you if you decide you're going to step out, not only on your faith, but on your decision to become something new that you knew you had, but you never brought forward to anyone else. So new, I'm going to ask you this right now. What's your new? New. It says not existing before. Not existing. Wasn't there. Made in or introduced or basically discovered recently or now for the first time. Sometimes we're afraid to go down into our basement. We might find something that's been down there that once we discovered it, it may be our new. Okay, we might even be afraid to climb. We might be climbing up to what our new thing is. How can we get there? It's too high. Well, I say take landings. Decide which landing you're going to get on and make it your landing. Breathe a little bit and then start out again. It can happen. It can happen. So what is new? It says new is something that's fresh, novel. It says it's original, unused. It's an alternate. How many of us take alternate rides to ride to work or to going downtown or wherever we're going? Some of us do the same roads every single day, the same path. We never change. We never change. You can, you can. It also talks about it being, basically the other direction, a separate one from what you've used before, an extra area of space that you take up. Of space. I like that. Okay. It might be your spare tire, your spareness that in your spare time, you have all these thoughts and you never bring them out into your actual time. Bring them on out there. Let other people see. It says it could be, your improv, your another thing that you do, your second utility, your successive, and your equivalent. Sometimes we base ourselves on our balance, and sometimes the imbalance is what gives us movement because we realize we went down. Well, if you go down, you have to come back up. That's your movement. That's your movement. So why do you want to stay in balance? No one wants to sit like this all day long. You want to sit straight up. You want to stand straight up. So when you find something that may add what I call, strength to your structure, stand up in it. Let it be yours. It's no one else's, it's yours. And a lot of times we're given things that no one else was given. And even someone that's out there that may be doing something like yours or your idea that was given to you, your idea is your idea. They may even have a spin on it. It may be even a little bit worse than yours or a little bit better than yours. Doesn't make it that you weren't given the idea. Run with the ideas you are given. So when I break that word down, new, the fact that new is something, I say notification. When you receive a notice in your sleep, when sometimes you're sitting someplace and out of the blue, you have an idea, pin the idea, write it down, And then I also, when I'm writing down stuff like that comes to me, I actually write down where I was seated at or standing at and how it came to me, because sometimes that will add texture and give you growth. Just the fact of where it was given to you, how it was given. Was it something that struck you so poignantly that it made a change in your life, or making you wanting to make a change like that in your life? Sometimes when I listen to people who started businesses, they talk the same way. They will say, this came to me in a dream. This came to me in a conversation. This came to me, as I'm just out walking. All of a sudden, I'm thinking of the chapters in my book, the lyrics for a song, the colors I want to use in a painting. That's creative stuff. I believe that all of us were given this thing called creativity, and it becomes our newness when we start to delve into it and develop, because the newness continues. Not only were we given the idea, but then we were also given the wherewithal and the ability to make it work for us. We don't even realize it. But to me, every day that I'm amazed every day that I can go to bed and get up and God has given me something to work with, and for some reason in my brain, he gave it to me that it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes common sense that I'm talking to people. Navigate. That's really good, Joan. We must learn to navigate what we are given. What we are given, it requires us to navigate it. Otherwise, it will lay dormant or we'll forget it. Where they say things that creep. Sometimes we were given something and if we don't write it down right away, it will creep, especially coming up out of sleep. Okay. But I received a note from one of the young people that I trained earlier. It was in April, at the end of April. And I didn't realize what, obviously, an indelible impression I made on these young people. And I've heard from several of them now, and they are absolutely just in awe of the fact of how I work with people, that I break down the barriers to let you know that, I'm accessible to my thoughts. But I'm also reaching to pull in your thoughts. Where are you at? How are you feeling? What is new about you? What is your balance? What do you bring? And this young man said, I cannot get over the fact that you made learning fun. You made me learning about myself enjoyable and worthy. And so I wrote him back and I said, listen, I want you, I appreciate that you found confidence in me, but I want you to find where you are confident in yourself. That's what I need you to do. And that's my message, is that what I'm doing says I'm trying to pull you all out. Come on out. Find your new. So I chose notification, navigate for her. And notification talks about the act of being notified by someone or something. Some event may all of a sudden, you know, it's like it's a radio moment for you. All of a sudden, you're like on your own speaker system, singing, writing, creating, whatever it is. You're there. You're in the moment of your information. It says you're telling, you're appraising of yourself, you're approving of yourself, you're alerting, you're warning. Because sometimes we are given warnings that we need to remember certain things in order to go forward. Okay. It talks about the information that comes with that notification. And I believe anytime you're given words to write in poems or books or the ideas to stand before a public and speak on, all those things are notifications that not only it's confidence to do it, but also it's a go ahead, get it done. So the notification can come in words, can come at news, it can come as advice from others, it can come as intelligence, the intelligence of others telling you, I see it. I see what you're doing. I see what you have capability of doing. And sometimes that builds confidence, just to hear it from others. It talks about it's a form of communication. When you are notified about something, either you communicate it to others or the communication was given to you to do with what you will. Now, a lot of times I believe that when we are given something that comes in a dream or comes in a discussion or anything, we may be even fearful of it. We may, I'm going to leave that alone. I can't add any more things on my plate, But the things that are on your plate may really need to be scraped off, getting rid of. It's rotten, or it's become tainted or old, or it needs refreshing, maybe a little bit more heat in the microwave, something that adds it to its vibrancy, that it would come back around again, or maybe even renew itself. So there's the new and then there's the renew. That would be you. Then it also talks about it being a message. Anybody ever received a message in a bottle? I haven't, but I imagine that would be kind of cool to find something. Now, I remember when I was a campfire girl, we put messages in a bottle. I don't know if my message was ever read or found, but I remember that and sending it out over the water where we lived in New York. I don't know if anyone ever received it, but we certainly, that was a project of ours, that we were communicating to someone across the water. We didn't know how far it went. And also notification could be a report. It could be an account of something, that something happened that may give you this idea that something else needs to be nude. It talks about it being an announcement, could be a declaration. It could even come in the form of a publication, something that you've read that may incite you to bring out what your new way forward is. And then lastly, it could be something that, you've published and you didn't realize the impact that it would have. But that's when you've stood up on your faith of what new meant for you, is that you said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to see if this will work. When we move on in our word of new, the E for me It's energizing. Energizing. You probably said, why she pick energizing? Because I believe when you have something that's new, it gives you the fact that you want to be energized about it. You want to be, excited, motivated, encouraged, running towards it, all those kinds of things. It says giving vitality and enthusiasm to whatever it is, supplying it with energy. Typically, it could be something kinetic, something electrical energy, or something else. It could be a person that does that too. Educate. To be educated about what it is you're going to take on as you're new. That's perfect, Joan. Because a lot of times we feel we can't do something because we don't think that we have enough information. Study, figure out what it is, look it up. In fact, I communicated with a friend this morning, and I had heard a word on TV that just kind of freaked me out, and I said, "Wow, explanation." The word was genericide. Genericide. Genericide is when something has become so common in terms of usage by people, businesses, or whatever, that they can never be trademarked. Like, are you stuck? As much as I would like to have trademarked it, it can't be stuck. I mean, I can't. I am stuck with just being able to use it, but I could never be absolutely stuck with having a trademark for it. It cannot be done. It cannot be done. So it started with this thing called Taco Tuesdays. And I don't know if you ever seen where LeBron James was doing these commercials or like little things on his Instagram accounts and other accounts that basically talk about Taco Tuesday. Yeah. So he thought he was going to be able to coin the phrase to the point where it was trademarked under his own name. They said no, because there's a company that had been having that for years and years and years. Taco Tuesdays was just something that brought people in on Tuesdays where they were cheaper and normally a good price that brought the crowd. So anyway, that's a word that I learned today. That's new to me. So I know it now. I didn't know it before. So anyway, sometimes things come to you where you can get energized about only because somebody else introduced them. So energizing is to enliven or liven up, to animate. How many of us have been animated about the things that we wanted to do? Vitalize, invigorate. I mean, these are all just the words that just talk about energizing, excite. I mean, I'm excited about everything, as you all probably know. And even the little things get me excited. Somebody does something for me, I'm excited about it. Even if they don't do anything for me, I'm just excited about the life I still have. I think my sadness will come is when I can't do what I'm doing. Energizing is also when you have this thing called stir up. And I don't know if there's a song out, talk about stir up the gifts. It is a religious song, it's a gospel song, but basically, it talks about the fact that we have gifts, but we don't realize that all we need to do is look up. For me, and because I am a Christian, it talks about look up, and the gifts will be stirred up. If you look into what he's already given you, you can stir up the gifts and let it be that you go forward on them. It says it's also to stimulate. When we are energized about something that's new to us, we're stimulated to work on it. It says we're also fired up. How many of you ever been fired up about anything? Put a yes in the thread if you've been fired up. I'm always fired up about something. Always. I don't know. That's who I am. It says it's also emboldened. When you're emboldened, that means I ain't moving. I'm gonna stay on this. This is my new thing right now. I'm on it. And it says it's when you give a shot in the arm to something that you really believe in. Yes. Joan said yes. And I think most of us, even if we don't admit it, we've been excited about some things in life. Maybe a new love, it may be a new car, it may be a new house, it may be, a new book you published, something. We've been, stimulated and really placed in a position where we can make a decision about what we take on. And what we take on doesn't always work. Let me put it that way. It doesn't always work, but doesn't mean that the excitement isn't there to do it. And when I move further on to my word, my W, my last word, my W, what would you put down for your W? I know Joan always comes in with something. Deb's not here today. So my W is, write that down. What's your W for? My W I put down is wellness. How well am I in my idea that not only I'm not going to let anybody push me off my perch of wanting to do this, but making me feel that I am less than for doing it. You're your evaluation. You are your own. Don't let other people evaluate you. Your wellness is how you've prepared. It's your state of being in good health. And good health is sound mind. You decided you're going to take on something new. It and some people, and a lot of times these people are the ones that get things done. They're already overwhelmed with things to do. But I always remember it says when you want something done, get a busy person. They will get it done, because the ones that have less to do are so limited is that they don't see themselves as needing to put any effort into anything new. I don't know. Worth. I love that, Joan. Our worth is caught up in what we do every day. But it's our worth. Somebody else may say that you have no worth to them, and that may be true, and that's okay. But your worth to yourself is what is vital. So sometimes having something that's new gives you that energy, gives you that frame that just says, I'm going to be balanced right, and I'm going to really work on understanding that I've received a notice that I can do something new. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see how it will work. So our wellness being that state of being in good health, especially as on activities and goals that we set for ourselves, that would be that new thing. It says there's a Global Health Institute that defines it as being holistic. So when we're well, that means sound mind, balanced in terms of not just our energy level, but also in our conscious level. We really looked at what we can add to ourselves. It talks about us being, comfortable in the body that we have, and understanding that no matter what, we are our final deciders of what we choose to do. And to me, a new thing sometimes requires us to stand up amongst the people who might say, well, why'd you pick that? And why? You can answer them any way you want to, but your pursuit is your pursuit. If you want to be, what I say, strong-willed, be strong-willed. If you want to come back with them and tell them anything you want to tell them, do that too. But my idea is that your worth, your wellness, your willingness, your wants are all tied up in what new things you take on. It's yours. We don't have to give it to anyone else. It's your thing. So I'm hoping that you all will come up with a new idea, maybe a new plan, a new something that just says the world to me just seems to be so, I guess, overtaken with, or we're overtaken by so many things with the news and shootings and the economy and gas prices and food, and there's just so many things going on that we've also lost focus on how do we find newness that makes us happy, newness that makes us excited, newness that makes us desire to do more than what we are currently doing. Well, I already told you for myself, as long as I'm here, I'm going to constantly be adding to, throwing out what I don't need, but adding to my new perspective on going forward. I love you guys. I absolutely appreciate you, the fact that you come in this space with me for this 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. And I'm always excited about it. It always always gives me I don't know, childlike, excitement. I'm running around the house and making sure I have on different colors, and I don't want y'all to look and say, "Ooh, you know, she has on a boring color today." So I tried to do that. Although black is my favorite color, black and white. But anyway, I'm going to let you know on Friday. Hey, good morning. Good morning, traveler. How are you? How is the seas? I know she's on a boat, so I'm surprised that she even got in, but great. Um, I'm next week. I'll be leaving. I'll be here Monday, but Tuesday I leave for Australia. So I will be out of pocket for a week, but I'm going to be writing in, some little words of encouragement, love, peace, joy, kindness, all those kinds of things. I'm going to send you some words and maybe tape some little videos while I'm over there. Y'all tune in, keep track of me. I just want to continue to do what they call me, the rising creator. I want to be that rising creator, that more people will come and hear what I've just been given as a gift to just do. Safe travels. Thank you, Gloria. I love you. But I'll see you Sunday. I'll be there for Education Sunday at church. We're gonna sing some good songs, and I'm gonna wear my regalia. I'm put on that heavy behind robe. That rope is so heavy. I almost want to see, do they have any robes by now that are lighter weight? But that thing weighs me down. It must be. Seems like it's like 10 pounds, but I don't know. I don't know. It just seems to be heavy. I'm always so happy to get it off. But anyway, you all have a safe couple of days. I will see you on Friday, and we'll have another wonderful word. Okay. I love you guys. Truly do. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Be safe. Do something good for somebody, especially yourself. Find your new. Thank you. Bye-bye.